The teachers are so they don't know what the they're doing, and we're not actually learning.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kelly, and I thought it would be interesting to react to reality TV. I came across this show called Tabatha Takes Over. It's very similar to basically like Kitchen Nightmares, if you're familiar with Gordon Ramsay, and Tabatha is basically the hair salon version of that, where she takes ownership of a failing business for about a week and she tries to turn it around. So I thought it would be really interesting because I've watched a few episodes, and yes, it could be part like trashy reality TV, but I think that there is a lot of interesting points that I could speak about. And this is all in good fun. This is not meant to hurt anybody's feelings. This is not meant to shade anyone or offend anybody. I hope you'll enjoy.
Tonight on Tabatha Takes Over. Dr. Flavio opened Flavio's Beauty College 53 years ago in Torrance, California.
We trained thousands and thousands of hairdressers.
So you're going to section in 4, right?
Oh my God,
How the
this takes me
students
back.
doing? Are they doing all right?
Thank you for calling Flavio's. May I help you?
6 years ago, he handed over the reins to his daughter Tiana. But now the school has fallen on hard times.
Do you work here?
I don't know anything.
Tiana's qualified. I just have to make sure she does her job because I don't want to lose my legacy.
Ask them. Why are you asking us? I don't know.
I do want to carry on my dad's legacy, but I've always been in the background. I never got my license.
You said there was going to be like a color thing?
I don't even have time to do a color class.
All right.
The students learn on clients, but
Oh my gosh. Okay, so everybody so far that has been introduced, except for the old man, looks incredibly burnt out. Like, the old man is so delightful, but obviously he should be retired, right? Like, he should be enjoying retirement. He shouldn't have to be so hands-on in the business. And already I can see that the daughter, you know, she might be trying her hardest, but she's not even licensed, right? So when she threw up her hands in the air all tired and was like, oh, I don't know, why are you asking me? Ask them. I'm like, okay, that's a very bad sign as a leader. So it's not looking too good. Even the teacher is just like, I don't have time for a color class. And the student who paid tuition, paid probably thousands of dollars, right? I mean, it was thousands of dollars when I was in hair school, and I'm talking over $10,000 for under a year's program. That student is like, all right, so you're not going to teach me anything? Okay.
the teachers are so they don't know what the they're doing, and we're not actually learning.
I'm gonna rinse it out. I'm gonna shampoo it. I'm gonna do everything myself.
What are you doing? Nothing, like always.
That student being like, nothing, like always, and like, yeah, it's relatable because it feels like in hair school you're either not engaged, you're not doing anything, or you have clients back to back to back that all want the same thing. So you might be learning, but you're learning how to do a lot of the same round graduation haircut, the same root touch-ups, maybe even the same perms, the same blowouts. Yes, those are your bread and butter services when you get into the salon. But when you're in hair school at a time where you're supposed to be exploring what it is that you like, or even experimenting and playing around, you don't really have time for that. And it's hard because I think the teachers that are there, they probably don't get paid enough for their time, first of all. And these teachers, they're almost glorified babysitters. I mean, I know, and I felt really strongly about hair school after being through it, right? I felt like I didn't get my money's worth. I felt like, not that I was scammed, but I just felt that, why did I pay over $15,000 to go to school to not learn what I set out to learn? They're not in it to try to make you the best hairdresser that you can be. They're in it because they're a business. Let's get that straight. But having been on both sides of it now, I can understand how hard it is to turn a profit with this model. And if I'm being 100% in my heart of hearts honest to whatever higher being you believe in, I really think that hair school is going to be obsolete within the next 10 years. The reason why is because hair as a trade has grown and multiplied so quickly that technology has allowed information and knowledge to travel so much further. That's why you have hairstylists today that might have only been in it for 5 years, outperforming stylists that have been in the game for 30 years. And I 100% agree. There is no substitute for real life experience, 100%. But when you take the hairdressers from 30 years ago and compare that to the hairdressers of today, that pool of knowledge has exponentially grown, right? The hairstylists of today have it so much harder because aside from being really talented at hair, and hair is a huge skill already because you can do extensions, color, cutting, barbering. There's so much more, braiding, styling, curly hair, ethnic hair. Like, it's so vast. To expect one person to know so much about this is honestly quite unrealistic. Yes, you could be a jack of all trades. Yes, you could be extremely knowledgeable. I've met so many talented stylists who are very good at what they do. But then we have people saying that hairstylists make too much money or we're very greedy. It's just not fair. But anyways, just looking at hair school, this hits close to home. And I feel like I'm going to be on a huge rant about this. But yeah, anyways, let's continue.
Attendance is down, the teachers don't care,
She looks like a porcupine.
I know she's crazy looking.
No, Mr. P.
and Dr. Flavio is in danger of losing his house.
I wanted to see where we're at with the foreclosure process. My dad has no savings. This is it. If we can't make this school go, then what's he gonna do, go out and find another job? Tabatha, if we don't get this school going, the house will be in foreclosure in the next 2 months. We need to get this place turned around and we need your help.
I've had cameras in Flavio's beauty college all day, and I have been seeing students and teachers jack up people's hair in the name of education.
Okay, you want a caramel
Like
color.
a caramel red-ish.
I guarantee you're gonna like it, okay? You wanna help her with this?
I thought, yeah.
I guarantee you're gonna like this. I don't think I've ever heard a hairstylist in real life say this, and if you are someone who says this, you need to stop. You always, always, always under promise, over deliver. Okay? Of course, you don't want to be that stylist that's like, I'm gonna try my best, hopefully you'll like it. No, have a bit more confidence in yourself, but you never want to come off as arrogant or condescending. Don't be like, yeah, I guarantee you'll love it, babe. No, just do your work. Do what's asked of you, right? Let the results speak for themselves.
Get your bows out. Get this on here.
Mr. P swears by this color theory.
Okay, the amount of times I've had this experience on both sides, as the student and yeah, I've seen it, it's when the teacher's like, put this color on. You don't know what it is, right? You're just putting it in the hair. And then the client is looking at you like, oh my God, it's crazy. Nowhere near what I asked for. And you're just like, trust the process, babes. And then you go through it and then you're just like, yeah, no, it's completely not what they asked for.
Well, no, you need to look at it once we dry it.
It's gonna be green.
Trust me, I've been doing this 37 years. You're not the first one I colored.
You're not the first one.
I guarantee it ain't gonna be green. If I ain't worried about it, just wait till it come out.
She was blonde. And now my hair's black.
I have had enough. I'm closing the place down. Hello, everyone.
Oh my god.
Oh my God, it's Tabatha. She's here. What the
Stop working brushes down.
Fierce.
Stop working, please. Brushes down.
Yes, ma'am. When I first saw Tabatha, I knew there was gonna be a long journey. I knew she was gonna be a piece of work.
Piece of work. She's helping you, bud.
Where is the owner of this place?
Over there.
Tiana? Tiana?
Oh my God.
Over here. You can come with me. I want you to tell me about Flavio's Beauty College.
This was, for a very long time, the biggest privately owned beauty college in the country.
Flavio is your father, correct?
Yes.
And how long has your father been in the hair business?
61 years he's been doing hair, and 53 years he's had the beauty college. It did really well for a long time.
I would assume that your dad feels like he has quite a legacy here.
Oh,
He's been here a long
definitely.
time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, he was the first school around. He has about 5 hairstyling books. He's got his PhD. I mean, he's done everything. He's amazing. Everybody.
5 hairstyling books, PhD. Wow, he is a legend, right? He must be a legend, and it's really sad to see the school in this state, I'm sure.
Knew who he was.
And now, what's that reputation? Has it gone to hell?
A little bit, yeah. Partly it's me and partly it's him. He does things in an old school way, and I want to take it to another level.
How are the financials in here?
We're in debt because our enrollment is so down.
How many students do you actually have enrolled in the school currently?
Approximately 130.
And how many do you need to actually make money?
About 500.
Okay, so this is a very real problem that I think led to the hair school that I attended closing. And I think all hair schools run into this problem. It's very hard to make a profit with this business model. And I really think that with the way that hair is going today, there's going to be less and less students wanting to enroll. And even the ones that do enter the program, how many of them actually graduate the program? Because 10 months does not sound like a long time, but you're expected to be in school for 1,500 hours at least. So that's Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, usually. That's full-time hours, 40 hours a week until you graduate. So in this example, she said they need over 500 students in order to be profitable, but there's only about 130 students enrolled. That's really, really bad. So, okay, not only are they running into the red just from a tuition standpoint, but then there's costs that go into it, right? They still have to buy the products, the color, the supplies, and all of that. Like, yes, the students get their kits that you would hope is part of the tuition that they pay for, but there's still, you have to keep the lights on, right? You still have all these costs of running the actual business for these students to come into school. So this is very scary, and I think this is really helping me understand how hard it was for the hair school that I went to actually be profitable, and this puts a lot of things in perspective.
60.
Wow. It's a fifth of the capacity.
Yeah.
There has to be a reason why people don't want to pay to come to your school.
There's a lot of things. They complain about the teachers. They complain they're not getting the help they need. There's no structure. The classes don't start on time. They don't take them through the state board prep at the end.
Okay. So she said people aren't enrolling because they feel that there's no value in the hair school at the end of the day. They don't think the teachers are worth it. They don't think they are properly prepared to take the exam at the end of the program. Now, granted, I'm in Canada, I'm not in the US, so our licensing probably looks a little bit different. However, I completely understand that outside mentality of people maybe wanting to go or wanting to apply to a hair school, and maybe they'll look into this school and they'll see the reviews. Like, people are very savvy nowadays. Like, your reputation is going to follow you everywhere. And if people perceive your institution a certain way, whether it's true or not, it's going to affect their behavior, right? And people are going to spend the money wherever they feel that it's worthwhile. I do think, and okay, here's another thing. If they're running into debt, they most likely aren't attracting top talent, right? Because we got a glimpse of the teacher that they had. I think his name was Mr. P. Okay, I'm sorry, and I don't mean any disrespect, but that type of teaching or like leadership or whatever is not conducive to learning at a hair school. So whatever salary that they're giving to hair teachers most likely is not attracting top talent, because people who actually are very talented hairdressers, they're going to see this as like, you know, what kind of shit show am I walking into, right? And I completely empathize.
To me, it sounds like you're not taking a lot of responsibility for this business.
But I'm not a hairdresser. See, I'm in the background, so it's not my job to tell them how to do hair. They obviously don't know what they're doing.
Okay. This I kind of agree with, I kind of disagree with. I don't think it's necessary for her to have a hair license. She herself doesn't have to be a hairstylist, but I do think she needs, if she's going to be the owner one day, right? She's going to take after her dad. Then she can be the owner. She can handle the business side of things, because hairstylists don't necessarily make good business people, and business people aren't necessarily good hairstylists, right? They can be completely different things, but then she needs to hire a manager or somebody who's under her, or it could even be like a more senior teacher who is well versed in hairstyling to basically report to her and tell her about the way things are going on that front while she handles the business side of things.
As the person that's trying to run your dad's business, you should know a thing or two about hairdressing.
I guess I'm just burned out lately.
So why don't we take a look at some of the things that happened today in your school?
Okay.
We're supposed to go to class, but the thing is like when you're really rude and you don't want to teach.
I'm not going, so.
She's teaching the same A-line bob. That's the only thing she's ever taught.
Do you want to go to the mall with me? I'm going to go to the mall for a couple hours.
Do students do that, clock in, and then take off and go to the mall?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, I've seen this happen too, and yeah, no, it's because they're not being taught stuff that they care about. Plain and simple. You fully heard the students talking about, oh, all she does is teach me how to do the same A-line bob. Or them complaining about, I assume, to be Mr. P. It's like, he's so rude, he doesn't want to teach. From the teacher's perspective, the teachers are probably burnt out too, because they're probably not getting paid enough to do this. But at the same time, they need to have a sense of accomplishment, or they just need to take more pride in their work, which is really unfortunate. And you fully saw from the clip how few students there are, even though they have so many workstations. So yeah, it is quite appalling to see this behavior.
Well, let's take a look at this.
I'm 5 months away from state board. I don't know any of this.
You can go into the esthetician room and...
But the thing is, we should have learned it as Cosmos.
There is a certain requirement that all hairdressers have to go through to be able to pass their exam. Tell me about your curriculum.
The state board gives us a curriculum they're supposed to follow, but they're not following the curriculum. Okay,
because the teacher's not making them follow the curriculum?
Correct.
Is that...
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you know the curriculum?
No.
At the end of this 10 months, 12 months, whatever, however long this program is, after they've finished hair school, they've graduated hair school, they then have to write an exam before they can be a full-fledged hairstylist, before they become a full-fledged licensed hairstylist.
Yeah, supposed to be.
Take a look at this.
We put a 20 on it at first coming
Why
down.
did you put a 20 to begin with?
We just put the 20 on.
Who was that teacher?
That's Mr. P.
Do you think your faculty is the problem?
Okay, so he is not a good teacher, because the student is asking, why do you put the 20 on? And he's like, you just put the 20 on. There's no reasoning or thought process behind it. Because I am pretty confident that someone who is that arrogant about his work, oh, I guarantee you're going to like it, he has no thought process as to why. He himself doesn't understand why he put the 20 on. So he has nothing to explain. He doesn't know how to explain it to the student.
Big problem. They're not doing what they're supposed to. They don't come on time. They're not sticking to a curriculum. And the teachers themselves, most of them have been there a long time and need to go back and learn the newer technique. They're all had their license from 20 years ago.
They've all had their license from 20 years ago. This is why continuing education, whether you're already a licensed stylist or if you're not, is so important. You always have to be updated on new trends, and I feel like the most successful hairstylists are the ones that live and breathe hair. It's not an industry that you can come into and be complacent and do the same thing over and over again, which is why I feel so strongly about hair school and why I feel that a lot of hair schools are going to be obsolete.
That's why I had to come in and take over, because I couldn't see another client walk into your school and get really bad hair, have students complaining because they're not being taught anything, and the teacher up the hair worse than the students would have. Well, you know what? I've seen enough. Give me your keys. I'm taking over.